Yo, what's good? It's your boy Flicks back with another live stream. Yeah, excuse me, I'm bit bit on the poor side. I'm down with the colds and all that, but bear with me. And yeah, man. So a little bit to obviously discuss Tottenham Talk and all that malarkey. But yeah, smash the likes, get subscribing if you are new to the channel, or even still if you've obviously come across the channel and you've watched before and you've not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It really mean a lot to me. But yeah, bear with me guys if you think I'm sounding a bit like yeah, I've got a bit of a cold and all that. But yes guys, in the latest little live stream that I put together, I'm going to be talking obviously things Tottenham weekend 2-2 against Burnley. Honestly, yeah, dropping points once again. But you know, did we actually expect to win that game? If you can ask me, I'm not gonna lie, I did actually expect Tottenham to win that game on Saturday. But yeah, man, it's more points dropped in the Premier League, and it's totally unacceptable. You know, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about Thomas Frank, the situation I feel we're currently in right now. But yeah, get smashing the likes, get subscribing if you're new. I'd really appreciate it. Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. Get chucking in the comments on your thoughts on Thomas Frank, Tottenham, etc. Who would you want to see come in and potentially replace Thomas Frank? Because let's face it, his days are numbered. They really are. They've been numbered for quite some time. You know what I mean? It's this mess we are in is just getting worse day by day by day. It really is. And obviously transfer rumours, you know, one of them being Andy Robertson to Tottenham. It's looking like it's not going to happen now. So yeah, a little bit to discuss. Obviously, I'm going to bring up Saturday's game. Saturday's 2-2 draw against Burnley. Burnley sitting in the bottom three. And excuse me, guys, I'm just going to get the table up. They've only won 3 games, and we can only manage a draw. Shambolic, isn't it? Absolutely shambolic. I know. I'm looking at Tottenham's now. Look, week 23, we've won 7 games out of 23 games. 7. Drawn 7 of them as well and lost 9. We've conceded 31, and we're on 28 points. 8 points clear of West Ham now, by the way, who are obviously sitting in the bottom 3. So the other question I'm going to put to you right now, hit us up in the comments. Are Tottenham Hotspur Football Club in a relegation fight? You're going to ask me, Flicks, what do you think? I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you. Of course I'm going to say we're in a relegation battle. If we can't beat Wolves, if we can't beat Burnley last weekend, Bournemouth, them teams down there, if we can't beat any of them, then we are literally sucked in a relegation battle once again, just like last season. But I don't want to go too deep into the past. I don't want to start bringing up Ange Postecoglou because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm sick to death of bringing all that up. I'm sick to death of bringing the past up far too many times. I want to start looking forward now, but it's just fucking doom and gloom, isn't it? It really is doom and gloom right now for us loyal fans that stick with the club, stick with the boys, season after season, year after year, and it's simply just getting worse, isn't it? It really is. I'll see you guys. Started throwing in the comments, by the way. I'll get to you guys in a minute. It's a big up if you've just joined. Obviously, please smash the likes, get subscribing. Bear with me. I'm you know, got a bit of a cold in it, so yeah. So just bear with me, guys. But obviously, I'm gonna bring up. I wish I could bring up on the screen, but I can't do that right now. But bear with me. I'm just going to get up the stats and that from the weekend, and then we move on to future games. Obviously, we've got Champions League as well this week. So obviously, it finished Burnley 2 and Tottenham 2. Yeah, once again, we are having to rely on our centre backs to get the goals. And yeah, again, you couldn't write it. You could not write it. Going forward, we're just absolutely shite. Absolutely shite. And like I said, relying on our centre backs once again, and it's totally unacceptable, isn't it? It really is. It really is. It really is. And it surprised me because obviously I wasn't able to go to the game or even see it. It wasn't really televised, but I'm going over the stats again, especially on obviously when the game was live. I'm checking the stats and I'm thinking, okay, what 18 shots, 11 on target. How are we not winning this game? How are we not winning this game? Obviously, when I was able to see the highlights, I'm seeing the likes of Xavi Simons hit the bar, but the way he hit the bar, man, fuck me. Just it's a simple tap-in, surely. He just goes and smacks it against the fucking crossbar. Obviously, it's just one of them games. At the same time, Burnley's keeper, the Bravka, if I believe, who's Newcastle's ex-keeper, had an outstanding game. He kept Burnley in the game, yes, but at the end of the day, we can't look at those excuses and think, okay, yeah, Burnley's keeper kept Burnley in the game. We should have killed this game off. These are games we should be winning, and it's not happening. It's not happening. To have 11 shots on target, Burnley had 4, 9 altogether. 9 shots all round, 4 on target. But you know, it's this cannot continue. When I'm bringing up the lineups, bear with me, guys. The lineups, obviously. Bear with me, guys. Obviously, this is another thing that's baffled me, right? And I can't be the only one that's actually brought this up and gone, hang on a minute, why has Thomas Frank done this? So what I'm going to moan about, and this is not the first time this has happened this season. I know Ange done this as well last season, but why the fuck would you play 3 centre-backs? I don't see any need for it. Danzo, Romero, Van der Ven, he played 3 at the back. So them boys at the back, Danzo, Romero, Van der Ven at the back. And then he had your wing-backs, Pedro Porro and Jed Spence. Now, I really don't get that. Why? Why? That's just me. I just look at that and think, what's the point? What's the point? What is the point? Especially, no disrespect to these teams, but Burnley, etc. But come on, 3 centre backs. There's no need for it. There is really no need for it. So, obviously, going back to the main game itself, there was no goals until the 38th minute. Mickey Van der Ven. Yeah, placed it bottom right, I believe. Yeah, good goal. But then there was nothing until the equaliser, bang on 45 minutes. I think, okay, here we go again. Well, I'm looking at that and thinking, right, conceded a goal just before half time. What's the chances we come out early second half and Burnley get another goal and we're losing 2-1? And that's what happened. But further into the second half, wasn't until the 76th minute when Burnley made it 2-1 through Lowell Foster. 2-1 Burnley. Here we go again. Now we've got to try and push for an equaliser against Burnley at Turf Moor. You just couldn't write it. And obviously we didn't get the equaliser until the 90 plus minutes. Christy Romero. You know, I actually found that stat this morning, and it's ridiculous. You would have thought these 2 boys would be playing up front. Like I said again, to having to rely on our centre backs to get the goals is totally unacceptable. It really is. It really is. I know. I'm not going to dive too much into the likes of Solanke because you know with Solanke he's been out for such a long time. You know what I mean? He's got to get his fitness up. You know what I mean? He's not had much game time. His first game back was about a week ago now. So I'm not gonna hate on him too much, but the other boys on the pitch, you know what I mean? It's totally unacceptable. It really is. You know, when you look at the bench again, it's so poor. So poor. Byfield, Jaguzin come back in. Archie Gray, Kingsky, Kyler Mawani, who's still not got a Spurs goal yet. Dane Scarlett, bless him, can't even get a look in right now. Mathis Telter, Doogie, and the other youngster, Williams Barnett, all on the bench. You know, but to be, like I said, to be playing three at the back, why? Why? Honestly. Right, I'm just going to have a little butchers at the comments now. Keep smashing the likes, guys. Really appreciate it. Obviously, if you're new to the channel, or you know, if you've come across the channel before, never hit that sub button, please do so. Every like and every sub counts and all that. So big up, guys, big up. Big Pants. What we got here? Comedy Gold. Yeah, man. Tottenham Comedy Gold once again. You know, the life of being a Spurs fan and all that. Same old. You know, we are living in a nightmare. When is this actually gonna fix up? You know, and we can wake up and see some beautiful football. You know what I mean? Again, Big Pants. Defenders can't defend and attackers can't score. Just like I said, you know. It's a strange one. For me, in my opinion, when I'm looking at that squad of players, that starting 11, especially that started Saturday, I'm thinking, okay, Kevin Danzo, yeah, solid, brick shithouse on his day. Romero, I know he can have a bit of an hiccup now and then, and he did on the highlights from what I see against Burnley. And Van der Ven, you know, but like I said, on paper, when you see those three centre backs on their day, solid. We're not going to concede, surely. We are not going to concede one goal. But hey, we did. We did. And as for going up top, midfield upwards, it's just absolutely shite. It really is. And again, what baffles me is the way Spurs played against Borussia Dortmund only a week ago. Well, sorry, a week ago tomorrow. You know, absolutely dominated that game, especially in the first half. We absolutely pissed over Dortmund. And Dortmund are a top side, and they had compared to us, they had their full strength squad out, and we still managed to push them aside and even get a clean sheet. And a few days later, we're playing against Burnley, and yeah, it's just Spursy in it, typical Spurs. And it actually wouldn't surprise me if we either lose against Frankfurt or maybe get a point, but then we go and beat Man City on Sunday. Again, I wouldn't put that past Spurs actually doing it, because like I said, typical Spurs. This is what happens. This is what happens. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I will be really pissed off if we actually do beat Man City, because obviously Arsenal is still sitting top. And yeah, who actually wants to see Arsenal win the title? I don't. So here we are. More comments here. Brian Maguire, we are in big trouble. Yeah, we are in deep shit. We are in deep shit. I'm just gonna bear with you guys. I'm just gonna get the fixtures. Bear with me. I know we got City on Sunday, and I believe we got. I know it's tough. I'm just trying to get the order up. So obviously, Man City at the Lane on Sunday. And then we got a very good Man United side all of a sudden. Michael Carrick, I know it's only 2 games, but 2 wins in 2 for Michael Carrick. And he's transformed United into, yeah, they're winning. I'm just going to say it like that. I really did see them beating Arsenal, but they did. And obviously Man City the weekend before. So Michael Carrick is doing a phenomenal job. You know, and he's only interim. He's only there till the end of the season. So I don't really want to be facing a Man United side right now. The way they've turned things around all of a sudden, you know, why couldn't they do that with Almiron? It's just crazy. It's crazy. Obviously, they wasn't playing for the manager, obviously, but yeah, I don't really want to be playing a Man United side. And saying that, to make matters worse, it's Old Trafford. It's not good. It's not good. So both Manchester clubs, Man City and then Man United, in that order. And then on the 10th of February, we're back at the Lane against Newcastle. I know Newcastle are a bit dodgy at the moment. You know, they're dropping points. So even still, Newcastle are a good side on their day. And it doesn't matter, Spurs, home or away. We are just so poor. So poor. And after that, it gets worse. It gets worse. We're back in the North London derby. Again at the Lane. Yeah. So the next 4 games are not very not good. Not good. It's not good. It's not good. I am not looking forward to any of those games whatsoever. And obviously in March, away to Fulham, back at the Lane against Palace, then we're away to Liverpool and Nottingham Forest, and so on and so on and so on. So yeah, it just gets worse, doesn't it? It just gets worse. It just gets worse. So yeah, going back to the Burnley game, you know, like I said earlier, these are games we should be winning, and we're not. We're not. We're not, and it's totally unacceptable. Just trying to wrap my brains who he actually brought on. So obviously Romero. No, sorry. Let me start from the first subs. Obviously Porro went off, and Adugi come on in the 46th minute, and he didn't make a sub again. See, this is something else that with Thomas Frank, a bit like Ange, when it comes to making substitutions, they leave it far too late, and that's what Frank's doing. He leaves it far too late, far too late. I know there's not much to offer on the bench, but when you look at the bench, Williams Barnett, I don't know if any of you have seen this kid play, but he is a phenomenal talent. Why not bring him on? Bring him on. Byfield, bring him on. I'm sure these kids would do a much better job, or at least try. Show that they're going to show some effort right now. Bring him on. Dane Scarlett, bring him on. But for Frank, once again, to leave the subs far too late. 78th minute, he replaced Basuma with Archie Gray. 78th minute. Why? Why? Kevin Danzo come off for Bafistel, same time as Archie Gray. And again, there wasn't another sub till the 85th. Conor Gallagher went off for Dane Scarlett, and Romero went off in the 95th minute. Draguzzi replaced him for the remaining minutes, whatever was left. But yeah, here we are, guys. Here we are. Yeah, and like I said earlier, to be dropping points against Burnley it's an absolute piss take. It really is. It really is, guys. More comments here. We got Brian Maguire. We should go for Billy Gilmore. He is an attractive player and Premier League proven. Yeah, Billy Gilmore. Yeah, he was all right for Brighton. Did he come from the Chelsea youth? I'm sure he come from the Chelsea youth. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. But yeah, he's currently out in Italy. Is it Napoli? Is he with Napoli still? I'm sure he's still with Napoli. So he must have been out there for a good couple of seasons now. Billy Gilmore. So what else we got here? Big Pants is also saying United looked like a new team under Carrick. Everyone wants to play us. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, he's Carrick's got he's got that how can I say it? Average. I'm going to say average United side playing outstanding football, and I hate to say that. It's crazy. It's crazy. I know that's happened before. You know, there's always teams that have got a manager that ain't doing the job, dropping points their front and centre, an interim manager or whoever comes in to replace that manager, and all of a sudden the team's performing. So 9 times out of 10, the team doesn't even want to perform for the manager. You know, and I'm thinking, I've been thinking about this for quite some time. You know, you got Thomas Frank. We've all known what he's done at Brentford. In my opinion, I feel Thomas Frank done a remarkable job with Brentford. They've when you compare this to Spurs, the recruitment. This is what I mean. The recruitment at Brentford to Spurs is how can I put it? Is clean, very very clean. With Tottenham's, the whole shebang is just fucking turned upside down. It's an absolute shambles right now. We all know that. But with Thomas Frank and Brentford at the time when he was there, it was all run smoothly. All run smoothly. Yeah, Brentford weren't going to fight into your top fours, top six, or whatever. But they had it nice. They were that mid table. They were very very balanced, very very balanced. And I feel with Frank, and I've said before, and I know some of you might say, "Oh, you Flicks, you're repeating yourself now," but Frank. No disrespect to Brentford, and he should have stayed at Brentford. Thomas Frank should have stayed at Brentford. Coming from Brentford to Spurs is a whole different level. Whole different level. So I feel Frank is out of his depth. I really do. I really do. And I know at the same time, bit like Postecoglou, we had injuries, so many injuries, and we all know the board. The board are total shite. They are shockingly shite. The ownership, the Lewis family, Joe Lewis, his kids and the family that have taken over. Joe's position, even though he's obviously still lurking about, but I really feel in some sort of way Frank he's not getting the backing that he deserves. We all know we need signings. At the same time, we need quality signings. When we had Levy, I was so sick to death of getting your average okayish. He might do a job, or yeah, he might be all right. Let's give him a chance. To just at the end of the day, just to pay low wages, and that's got to stop. That has to stop. I know we were very lucky with Poch. I know I'm going back in the past now, and I said I wasn't going to bring that up, but I just want to say this with Poch. Yeah, we were very very lucky. We had a very good a very good group of youth breaking through at the time, like your Kanes, your Winks, Skip. They was all good at the time. Worked wonders under Poch, absolute wonders. And at the same time, we were lucky, and we were lucky. And to think how we were then to now, you couldn't write it. You could not write it. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to what Levy done to us. Yeah, he might do. Yeah, we'll bring him in. He might do a job. Oh, we can't get him because I'll have to pay him a little bit more. And that's what it boils down to. It boils down to wages. Average, all the time. All the time. And, the ownership are to answer for. The recruitment are to answer for. The board, Lang, Vanaya, ex-Aston Villa, ex-Arsenal, both fucking rejects. They were both fucking slung out their clubs. And now we've got them. You know what I mean? It's just an absolute shambles, isn't it? It really is. Absolute shambles. So, yeah, we are coming to near enough the end of the transfer window, and two signings. Some young kid from Santos in Brazil. I'm not gonna comment too much on this kid. I've never heard of him until only a few weeks ago, so I can't comment too much on that. But he's another left back. Why have we got another left back when you've got a Doogie? Spence, who can play on both sides. We all know that. Obviously, Ben Davis is but bless him, his days in a Spurs shirt are done now with broken ankle, so that's done. Am I forgetting anyone? I'll have a look in the comments in a minute. But am I forgetting anyone? And to think last week, there was strong connection with Andy Robertson potentially joining Spurs. Obviously, that's I'll have a little discussion I'll bring up shortly. But yeah, we should be going in for fucking creative midfielders. Why we still got Kulusevski missing? We've still got James Maddison missing. We should be going all out for a creative midfielder, a winger, and a striker. Okay, yeah, we got Conor Gallagher, Premier League proven. We all know that from playing with West Bromwich Albion to Crystal Palace, Chelsea. Premier League proven. We all know that. Champions League proven with again Chelsea, and obviously you know he had a lot of experience playing out with Atletico Madrid. So yeah, good signing, but we need more of that. We need more of that. So here we are, guys. Just gonna scroll through the comments again, so bear with me. I've lost my thread. Okay. What we got here? Mike Pepper saying, "Where are the signings we were promised? Back him or sack him." Yeah, exactly. Like I said, you know, the ownership are to answer for, the recruitment, the board, the whole shebang are to answer for. And I'm so bored of just repeating myself time and time again, because we are in such a vicious circle that we just can't break out of. And we are so let down. Me and you are so let down by this. And this cannot continue. I know there was a protest about 2 weeks ago now. Was it before the West Ham? Was it before the West Ham game? I can't remember now. I think it was before the West Ham game. Someone can remind me in the comments section, please. I'm sure it's before that game. And unfortunately for myself, I could not make it. But obviously, if I could, I would have been there to back it up. But again, from my understanding, there was only a good handful of people that actually turned up for the protest. And you know, and I'm sitting there, like, what the fuck? Where is everyone? Where is everyone for the protest? Yeah, okay, yeah. Stadium fills up, and obviously they're letting their feelings heard there. But it should be both. It should be both ways. You know what I mean? We got to stand strong. Obviously, there's going to be fans turning up just for the protest. You know, they haven't got a ticket for the game. Make your feelings heard. The more, the merrier. You know what I mean? This cannot continue. It can't, man. It can't. Brian Maguire is also saying, we lack a killer instinct in front of goal. We haven't replaced Hurricane. Yes, simple as. We have not replaced Hurricane. Going back to, I know I'm going back a little bit in the past now, but we have not replaced the likes of Moussa Dembele. Phenomenal, creative midfielder, absolute beast in that midfield, absolute beast, and he was never replaced. I feel anyway. Never replaced. Never, he was never replaced. Never replaced Moussa Dembele, and I actually feel we could have done with his services for that little bit longer. But obviously, I know I'm going back in the past now, and I shouldn't be going back in the past. But with someone like that, and you know why he left Tottenham far too early. He had a good couple more seasons in him, I feel. But yeah, here we are. And you know when you think back to the team, I know I've said it, you know, and I'm saying it again. I'm contradicting myself now, but going back into the past again, when you look at the squad Poch had to now, there is not one player back then that would look at our current team now and go, "Oh shit, I'm not going to get a look in. I'll be on the bench." Like, you know, it wouldn't happen. Our current squad now would be in the shit. Our past squad would fucking floor their ass compared to what we got now. They really would. They really would. But like I said, you know, Harry Kane has not been replaced. And I don't think Tottenham will ever see a goal scorer like that for a very, very long time. Of course, I'd love to see Harry Kane back, but I think rumour has it that Bayern Munich are in talks with Harry Kane to extend his contract. So here we are, guys. I really don't think, we are ever going to see Harry Kane like that for a long time in a Spurs shirt. Big Pants saying Chris Cowlin had to educate Tim Sherwood on the amount of abuse levelled at Franks. Oh, right. Okie dokie. Else we got here. Brian Maguire, Frank sets Spurs up to lose. Just like I was saying, why would you want to be playing 3 centre backs, especially when you're playing? No disrespect to teams like Burnley, but why? Why? There's no need for it. No need for it whatsoever. Big Pants is also saying Mickey Mouse. Big, yeah, exactly. It's just you couldn't write it. Brian Maguire, Gilmore played for Rangers, went to Chelsea. Is it Napoli? Okay, yeah, I did think it was Napoli. It was very good for Brighton. I'm actually at the time I was actually quite shocked he did leave Brighton, but here we are. Gilmore was a Chelsea player as well as Scotland. Yeah. Brian Maguire, the board have let Frank down. Yeah, massively. Like I said, Thomas Frank, in my opinion, very nice guy, a very good manager, but he is not a good manager for Spurs. He is mid-table at best. Mid-table at best. But here we are, guys. Here we are, guys. So yeah, Thomas Frank for me he is not the answer. He is not the answer we are looking for to take Tottenham forward and to take Tottenham Hotspur Football Club where we should be. And that's at least your top 6. Top 4 would be nice, where we used to be back in the day. Top 4 would be lovely. Guaranteed Champions League football every season. You know what I mean? Here we are. Here we are, guys. Here we are. What else we got here? I'm not gonna lie, I don't like this comment, but I'm gonna read it out anyway. Fans like Football Heritage TV are the problem. Flip flop, wrong and strong opinions killing this club. No. Big up Sava, man. I do rate Sava. Like, I know from understanding he is leaving his YouTube channel end of March, I believe. So yeah, man. I'm not gonna sit here and slag Sava off because a very good YouTuber in my opinion. He talks a lot of sense, again in my opinion, and he gets a lot of stick, a lot of hate. Us content creators, we all get it, and he's obviously had enough now, and family comes first and all that. So yeah, here we are. But yeah, I feel he does talk a lot of sense, and again as fans, we are all being let down by the club and just find ourselves just 9 times out of 10 just talking about the same old thing when it comes to our football club. It's just all doom and gloom. It really is. Another comment here. Enoch out, Frank out. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother saying that last bit. What's the point? But yeah, I agree with the first little bit there. Enoch out and Frank out. Yeah, the ownership are absolute trash because they're not backing. I feel that they've not backed any of our managers. When you go back to, I know I'm being hypocritical now, and I'm not. I said I wasn't going to bring up the past, but we've had serial winners. Since Pochettino, we've had Mourinho. We've all seen what he's done at Chelsea, etc. Been there, done it, got the T-shirt, but come to Spurs, yeah, can't do it. Cannot do it. Antonio Conte, another one. Been there, got the T-shirt. Spurs can't do it. It's just that vicious circle that we can't break out of. That it's like there's a curse. It's like there's a curse. Obviously, we managed to get our first bit of silverware in fucking 17 years. How we managed to do that, I do not know. But then saying that, Man United were poor on that night, and we were just thankful Man United were poor, and we managed to come out on top. But it's just that vicious circle of having very, very good managers, average manager, blah 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 blah. But it's just the same cycle when it comes to the ownership and the board. They're not backing. And when I say that they're not backing, they're not bringing in someone that can literally come straight into the football club and do a job, that's got that experience, that's got creativity, goals, everything about him. I know Brennan Johnson, bless him, I'm not going to sit there and slag Brennan Johnson off, because I feel right now as where Tottenham Hotspur Football Club actually stand right now, going forward, we are not scoring goals. And I was calling out at the time for Brennan Johnson to actually start over Richarlison. I really was, because I really felt that Brennan Johnson could get you that goal, get you that killer goal. He always knew where the back of the net was when it comes to having him over Richarlison. But here we are. He's at Palace now, and I wish Brennan Johnson all the best. I do, but why let Brennan go right now when we are crying out for goal scorers? You've only got to look back to last season. He was our top scorer last season. I know it was, silly, a very silly stat when you compare it to the likes of Kane, Son, etc. But we are crying out for goals, and we're not getting it. We are having to rely on our centre backs, and you've only got to look back to the weekend against Burnley, a team we should be beating, brushing aside, not even leaking in a goal, but yet we did. Conceded 2 goals, 2-2 on a day, and relying on both top centre backs to save our bacon yet again. And their goal contribution this season is outrageous. I know I said earlier in the stream, it's when I found it this morning, it's ridiculous. You would have thought they would have been both playing up front as strikers with that stat. I don't know if any of you actually see that, but it's ridiculous. Really is ridiculous. Bear with me, guys, with the comments. I forgot where I got to now. Where are we? Big Pants. Fans pay to watch and are entitled to have strong opinions. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Again, from Big Pants. There's not much about in January. Oh, yeah. And saying that there's not much about the Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, is there? I really feel that our signings are done. Conor Gallagher and this young kid from Brazil. I really feel that's done. I'll be shocked if we actually do manage to get Andy Robertson over the line. I really do. I know. I said earlier, we should be concentrating on getting that creative midfielder while we still got like some Kulusevski, Madison, etc. missing. Obviously we're crying out for a striker as well to back up Solanke, but with Andy Robertson, Premier League proven, we all know that. He's been up there for quite some time. Won titles, Champions Leagues, so he's got that experience. Left back. So when you look at the left back roles, obviously Sousa, is he really going to get a look in? Jed Spence can play both left and right, so that's no problem. So really, the only main left backs, obviously Ben Davies is missing, and his days in a Spurs shirt obviously done with his ankle. So that only leaves you with possibly Sousa and a Doogie. Obviously Spence can go both left and right, but I feel with Andy Robertson, it's obviously competition with him and a Doogie, but he would bring you that knowledge, that experience into the game. You know, and I feel he's got at least a good couple more seasons left in him. But that's my opinion. Here we are. I'll be shocked if we do get him, because it's looking more likely now that he's going to be staying at Liverpool, because rumour has it that if we was to get Andy Robertson, Tsimikas would have his loan spell ended at Roma and he would go back to Liverpool. But again, from my understanding, Roma are having a bit of a trouble to try and get a replacement for Tsimikas. So yeah, as it stands, there are no movements whatsoever. So yeah, I really feel the way things are right now, I feel we're done with signings. I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if we do get another couple more signings, say on deadline day. You know, that for all we know, they could turn around and completely shock us. You know, there could be an outrageous fucking signing on deadline day and go, fuck, you know, we've actually gone and got that. You know what I mean? You know, but yeah, I feel we're done really. You know, but of course, I want to see more signings, because we need it. We are so desperate for fucking signings, and we Tottenham, they must have the most highest injury list in the Premier League. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. It's Here we are. Here we are, guys. Here we are. What else we got here? What else we got here? What else we got here? Dyche in. Sean Dyche. No. No way. No, 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 no. We used to have top players. Yeah, we did. We had a lot of them. When I think back to someone like Dele Alli, who's just a player of his talent and what he'd done at Tottenham, you know, some of you might be laughing right now, but you know, right now where we are currently sitting, I would grab Dele with both hands and put him back in that Spurs shirt, because you know we are so desperate, And Dele, man, you know, I feel he's still got it, you know, and he's just sitting there lurking about as a free agent, waiting for someone to snap him up. But here we are. Another comment here from Victor. Frank should have been sacked in November. Yeah, he should have gone before that. Saying that he should have never ever been named as Ange Postecoglou's replacement. Nah, he should, like I said earlier, he should have stayed at Brentford. He was stable. That's what I'm going to say. He was very stable at Brentford. Very stable. Had the backing from the board. A very good recruitment compared to what you got at Tottenham. Should have stayed there, but here we are. What else we got here? I basically said that. Yeah, Frank should have never been hired in the first place. Yeah, exactly. Bear with me, guys. We comment here from Ronnie. We better not beat City. Yeah, like I said. That would be one game where I actually wish Tottenham to lose. And I never say that. I never ever say that. But yeah, I'm saying it now, obviously. But obviously, Arsenal sitting top of the league. Obviously, they dropped points against Man United yesterday. Obviously, City won, so they've slowly closed that gap a little bit. And it'll be the most Spursiest thing, like I said, and I'll say again. Drop points against Frankfurt, lose or draw, but then we go and beat Man City. That would really piss me off. I'm not going to lie, that would piss me off. But of course, I want to see Spurs win. But at the same time, Arsenal, you know, they're still up there. And I don't really want to see them win the league. I really don't. What else we got here? We don't need Robertson. Okay. What else we got here? We have a Doogie, Souza, and Spence that can play there. Yeah, that's true. I'm not gonna comment too much on Souza, because I don't know a lot about him. I've never seen him play, but only time will tell, obviously. What else we got here? Victor's saying we need a better manager. As much as we need better players. Yeah, of course, of course. Before I do go, here's something in the comments. Who would you? Cause let's face it, it's only a matter of time before Frank does go. Obviously, there's a lot of talk going around that Frank could actually stay till the end of the season. But you know, going back to when we dropped points against West Ham, thinking, okay, that's Frank done now. His days as Spurs manager are numbered. He's gone, but somehow he's still here, and we managed to put a very good performance in against Borussia Dortmund. But then we go and drop points against Burnley, and you know, I know this can't continue, but you know, if Frank does go, who's gonna want to come in and manage Tottenham till the end of the season? Who's gonna want to do that? You know, bless him, Ryan Mason. Does he really want to come back to the club and be interim manager for the third time till the end of the season? And then then it all goes tits up for him, and Tottenham go down. You know, and then all the hate's going to be on him. I don't want that. I don't want that. I really don't. I really don't. So obviously, I feel there's only one manager that can come back and possibly do a job, and that's Pochettino. And at the same time, you know, the board, ownership, all that malarkey. At the same time, they need to back the manager. And at the same time, whoever is going to be the manager, then it's that saying of good luck, because we all know 9 times out of 10 what's going to happen. They're not going to get the back in. It's going to be a couple of good games, and then the next 5 drop points, so on and so on and so on. It's that vicious circle, time and time and time again. And you know, as we all know, this cannot continue. This cannot continue. Adughi's injury prone. Yeah, a lot of players. James Madison for one of them. You know, I actually can't wait to see the likes of James Madison and Dejan Kulusevski back, because, as we all know, we've missed them two boys so much. So much, you know. Saying that for are we actually going to see those boys play before the end of the season? I don't think we will, to be honest. I really don't think we will. But yeah, it's just a nightmare, isn't it? It's just a nightmare. What else we got here? Here we go. Yeah. Sorry, excuse me, guys. Yeah, watch us get a win or draw against Man City. Typical Tottenham. Yeah, like I said, we do play very, very good when it comes to Man City. I don't know what it is. It's just like, it's like they only turn up for the big games. Obviously, we did do that against Arsenal a few months ago. We got absolutely fucking smashed against them. But for some reason, we always turn up against Man City. Why? Why? So, like I said, I wouldn't put that past the boys to, drop points against Frankfurt, in Germany, Tuesday, Wednesday night, whatever it is, and then we go and absolutely smash Man City on Sunday. So yeah, time will tell on that one, guys. Another comment here, Ronnie. We need top forwards. Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, we're going down. Yeah, we are. Let's face it, we are in a relegation battle once again. Like last season, we were just so thankful last season that we had 3 teams sucked in that bottom 3 that we all knew they wasn't getting out of. But obviously with this one, West Ham are picking up a bit of momentum. I know they're still sitting 3rd from bottom, but we're only 8 points clear of West Ham. Forest won again. They got back to winning ways again. Weekend just gone. So if we are not careful, we will be sucked in that bottom 3. And, I don't really want to think about it, to be honest. But when it comes to the ownership, a part of me is actually thinking the only way we are going to get this ownership out is if Tottenham get relegated. Do they, would you really see the Lewis family sticking around at Tottenham, knowing that we're playing Championship football? We've lost all the top boys like your Mickey Ranavens, Romero's, Porros, Solanke, maybe Solanke. Definitely people like Kulusevski, Manners, they wouldn't stay. No way would they. Spence, Adugi, they'll go. Vicario definitely goes. I know we need a new keeper, and I'm not rating Vicario just lately. You know, he's been a bit of a calamity lately, but they would all go. And they would all go. Once you're sucked into that Championship, as you know, it's a very, very tough league to get out. You need goal scorers, and we don't have that. We don't have that. So, yeah, it's just, and like I've said before, time and time again, year in, year out, whatever, the ownership are to answer for 9 times out of 10. Again, the board as well, but they need to seriously back the manager. Seriously spend big, pay big wages. You know what I mean? Do something. At least show that you're trying. You know, because this cannot continue. It really can't. Before I do go shortly, guys, I'm just going to read a few more out. Another comment here from Thomas Mullin. Same every year with this club. We brought in bad players. Solanke, Madison, Johnson, Davis, Jaguzin, Spence should have all gone after last year. Fans 60 years, worst Spurs players I've seen. Yeah, it's definitely the worst. Definitely up there with one of the worst Tottenham squads from what I've seen. You know, from being a Spurs fan, but yeah, here we are. Here we are. It's just, when is this nightmare going to end? You know. Another comment here from Victor. I'm fuming at Frank, but at the same time, half of our squad is crap. Yeah, bang average. Like I said, the ownership, the board, they're to answer for as well as the recruitment. It really is. It's the whole shebang is just total shite. It really is. Another comment here from Thomas Mullin. If they bring if they bring Mason, I'm supporting Arsenal. Whoa, okay, wow. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm Tottenham through and through. You know, it's a life of pain. We all know that, but here we are, guys. Here we are. Delhi was good, but not now. Mental problems. Yeah, we all know. We all know what Delhi. You know, bless him. Delhi come out and spoke about what's been going through his brain box all that time, and I rate him for that. I really do. You know, but a player of his talent and on his day, he is outstanding. I just feel he's a waste. He's a waste being a free agent. I really. And again, you know, we are we are calling out for a player of his talent right now. I feel we could do with him. I really do. I really do. I know it won't happen, but here we are. What else we got here? Thomas Bullen, Solanke, Madison, Johnson, Jaguzin, Spence. Yeah. Another comment here. Big Pants. Harry said on TalkSport he would love to be interim manager. Harry Redknapp? I don't think so. I don't think so. Look, I rate Redknapp. I rate him for what he done, being Spurs boss that time when he took over one day Ramos. But you know he's getting on a bit now. Really, what he's late 70s, early 80s. He's got to be. He doesn't need that pressure. Let him have his time with his family, Sandra, etc. Let him have his time. Let him have his family time. He doesn't need that hassle. He doesn't need to walk into a mess, you know, with all that stress. He doesn't need that at his age. He doesn't need that. Does not need it, guys. Doesn't need it. But yes, I am going to leave it there, guys. Thank you to everyone in the chat that's been watching. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. If you've never subbed to the channel before, please hit that subscribe button. Please also hit the notifications button so when I do upload, you'll be notified first. But yes, guys, like I said, and I'll say again, keep smashing the likes because the more likes, the better. I really do appreciate it. So yes, I'm going to call it a day there, guys. But yeah, I will see you lot on the next video. Let's hope Tottenham can, you know, it's a big ask, we all know, but to get some momentum behind them, you know, pick up that last game in the Champions League, you know, finish strong in the top 8, and then we push on to Man City on Sunday. So yes, here we go, guys. Here we go. Take it day by day as being a Spurs fan. You know, here we are, guys. But yes, I will see you lot on the next video. Up the Spurs. Take it easy, guys.